What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, it looks like Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao will be facing Brandon Rios November 24th in Macau, China. That's what I'm hearing. It isn't 100% confirmed. I will let you guys know if I get any updates, but that's the strong possibility. I'm hearing that this is the one. I'm just waiting for the official top rank announcement. But from my sources, they're saying that it's Brandon Rios, not Mike Alvarado. And this is the thing that I don't understand, and I understand if you guys have favorite fighters. If Pacquiao's your favorite fighter, more power to you. That's cool. Pacquiao's entertaining, but this is what separates the casual fans and the people that don't know much about boxing versus the hardcore dedicated fans. They say Floyd Mayweather is afraid of Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather is a scared. He's a chicken. He doesn't fight people at their best. But historically, look at the people that Mayweather's fought. Robert Guerrero. Some people complain, oh, Robert moved up in weight. But Robert had two solid wins at welterweight against a hard hitter, undefeated Selçuk Aydin, and he also beat, in a dominant fashion, Andre Berto, who only had one loss. And after that, he got a Mayweather fight. Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz had an impressive win over Andre Berto, got a Mayweather shot. Shane Mosley was fresh off of his win over Antonio Margarito. And by win, he destroyed Margarito, somebody who's known for having a chin. Ricky Hatton was undefeated when he fought him. Miguel Cotto was on a 3 TKO win streak and had just avenged his first ever loss, and he suspected his first ever loss, the opponent was cheating. So he was able to avenge that loss in a terrific fashion. I mean, he stopped him. It was a TKO. His eye was all fucked up, Margarito's eye, mostly from the Pacquiao fight, but Miguel Cotto just further pushed Antonio Margarito into retirement by targeting that eye. And Cotto's confidence had to be high. And Mayweather fought him at 154 as opposed to a catchweight. Then you have Pacquiao. Pacquiao has talent. He's fast. He has hand speed. He has a chin. Don't take anything away from Pacquiao in that regard. But ultimately, how can you say Pacquiao is the greatest as from a realistic boxing historian fan point of view? If you know the sport, how can you say the man is the greatest when he always fights people where he has the upper hand? Be it a catchweight, be it they haven't looked good in their last three fights, whatever the situation is, there's always an advantage for Pacquiao. Pacquiao fought Josh Clottey. Josh Clottey was fresh off of a split decision, and it was a controversial decision, but a close, controversial split decision loss to Miguel Cotto. And that gives that gives Clottey a Pacquiao fight for losing. Okay, you look at Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton, in his last three fights, he lost to Floyd Mayweather via KO. Then he fought somebody else, I forgot, and then he beat Paulie Malignaggi, and that got him a Pacquiao fight. Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley lost to Mayweather via decision. Then Mosley looked terrible at 154, I think it was, and he had a draw with Sergio Mora, and he didn't look good. And it's Sergio Mora, who has talent, but that earned him a Pacquiao shot? Like, are you kidding me? Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was fresh off the controversial Clottey decision, and he had already lost to Margarito, and Pacquiao fought him. So look historically at Pacquiao's opponents, and I haven't even got into the whole idea that a lot of these opponents were on catchweights. So I don't see it. I don't see how you could be like, oh, Pacquiao's the greatest, and Pacquiao fights people at his best, and Pacquiao's the people's champ, and all this bullshit that people try to spout. Another thing, Timothy Bradley. Bradley had to move up from 140 to 147 to fight Pacquiao. That's a Pacquiao advantage because Pacquiao has comfortably been fighting at that weight class, and Pacquiao lost that fight via the judges. Whether you think he lost or not, he didn't look terrific in that fight, and as his record sits, he lost that fight. Marquez had to chase Pacquiao for several rematches. Some of them took like 4 years. And in their third fight, Marquez had to jump up 2 weight classes to face Pacquiao, and arguably Marquez won that fight. I think Marquez won the third fight. He definitely won the fourth one. We all know he got knocked out. But the third fight, I thought he won. And Roy Jones Jr., Abner Mars, and tons of other people agree with me, saying that Marquez should have won that particular fight. But either way, Pacquiao didn't look stellar in that fight, nor the Timothy Bradley, despite who you gave the edge to. He didn't look great. And now he's fighting Brandon Rios, most likely, who's fresh off his first ever loss. So I don't see this greatness like where he's the number one pound for pound that some of you guys try to. How are these people losing in their last three fights? They haven't looked great, and they're getting these Pacquiao paydays. If he's the greatest, why is he having to fight him at catchweights? I never understood that. As far as Brandon Rios and Pacquiao, it's a vulnerable spot for Pacquiao because he just came off a brutal KO at the hands of Marquez. I hope Brandon Rios wins just because. Just end it all, because I'm tired of the hoopla and the mumbo jumbo. People saying Pacquiao's the greatest when he's fighting people not at their best, and I think that they try to place people in front of Pacquiao that he has a severe upper hand, and in this fight it's no different. Brandon Rios has showed that he's pretty much one-dimensional if you give him movement that troubles him, and I just hope he wins. That's all I can say. I'm not hating on Pacquiao. I just hope he wins because I'm sick of clever matchmaking to make someone appear more supreme than what they are, and saying that Pacquiao's fighting people at their best. But Brandon Rios, he definitely has a shot just because he's determined, he's younger, and he has power. I don't know how his power will transition at 147 because I'm sure it's going to be at a catch weight or it would be at 147. And he's going to take some punishment. He's going to take some shots like he does in every fight. You watch the fight with Brandon Rios and Murray. You watch both Alvarado fights. That's kind of his stick. He comes in for the kill. He's a pressure fighter, and he tries to grind and wear you down. And he takes something on the outgoing so you can receive his incoming. Robert Garcia is really going to have to work with him to give him some angles on how to cut off the ring against a skilled veteran with better footwork, because Mike Alvarado, in my opinion, doesn't have supreme footwork, and he was still able to elude Brandon Rios and get out of the way of danger later as the fight progressed in their rematch. So someone like Pacquiao with like good footwork, that's going to be a challenge for him. But like I said, I hope Brandon Rios wins just to end this whole matchmaking. And I like rooting for the underdog in a lot of situations, and that's kind of who I'm going with. Pacquiao can definitely beat Brandon Rios depending on how he responds via his knockout. But like I said, I'm sick of the matchmaking, and I'm sick of Pacquiao always having an advantage when he steps in with opponents, be it they had to come up in weight, they're fighting him at a catch weight, or they haven't looked splendid in their last three fights, and somehow, some way, they get the huge payday. I just don't understand that logic. I think Top Rank is trying to pick. They try to pick fights that they think Pacquiao can definitely win, and I really feel they're trying to put him back in the mix, trying to put him back in the mix to get bigger, to make his star power. Like, oh, Brandon Rios is a tough person with only one defeat on his record, so if Pacquiao wins, then it's going to make him, it's going to re-energize his career. And people, like the casual fan, will eat it up. Like, oh, Brandon Rios. If Brandon Rios loses, then he's supposed to lose, in my opinion, because he's the guy coming up 7 pounds in weight. He lost his last fight. He's a more stationary, one-dimensional fighter. So if Pacquiao wins, that's not that impressive to me. That's why I'm going with the underdog, and I hope Brandon Rios wins. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see win this fight? Do you think Brandon Rios has a shot? Is Pacquiao done? Let me know what you think. Is Pacquiao just going to walk all over him and school him and bother him with his movement, speed, and power? Either way, let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, signing off.